Picking this up.
Okay. Indian market 2021, an emergence from a year and a half just out of the spotlight. And I'm here with Mateo Romero, a legend in his own right, having pioneered an IAIA graduate and really advancing native art into the contemporary space, but also maintaining the legacy that has been handed down to him. So Mateo, maybe you can talk a little bit about the legacy that you've experienced and how it can pass down to the next generation.
Absolutely. Thank you for that introduction. I'm actually the product of the intergenerational transmission of information in Native communities. My father is a Dunn School painter. He was part of the Santa Fe Indian School fine art movement, and my grandmother was Teresita Chavez Romero. She was a Cochiti Pueblo polychrome revivalist in the 60s and 70s. So both my brother Diego Romero and myself, we look at ourselves as being very squarely positioned in the context of Native artists emerging from the village and from the community. We believe in the intergenerational transmission of information, and as in many Native communities, we've experienced that ourselves through example, just watching our grandmother and our father work and being the recipients of all that visual information. So we, in turn, have been able to accomplish great things in the field of visual arts, but we've also stood on the shoulders of giants. We've been able to use all the information that our family members have built before us to position ourselves in this discourse. Do you have other questions?
What would you like to say to the young people that are coming up?
I would like to say to the young Native artists that there's never been a better time to be Indigenous, and that there's an outpouring of Indigenous thought and expression at this time. In particular, I have a daughter, Jopovi Romero, who's a young artist, and I'm hugely optimistic about what she's doing. I have a nephew, Santiago Romero, who's actively doing artwork as well. So I think that because of these dynamics we're talking about the placement of Native artists within community, and because of this sort of kind of renaissance moment of the outpouring of Indigenous thought and expression on younger artists, I think there's never been a more interesting, dynamic time to be an artist. I love it. I support it wholeheartedly, and it actually makes my heart feel good when I see younger artists doing this as well.
Thank you.
Sure.